Hey there, and welcome back to the Direct Selling Accelerator podcast. My name is Sam Hind, and today we're going to be talking about my two favorite types of posts on Facebook or Instagram, whatever social media platform you're using to get both engagement and leads from your tribe, from your ideal customer. Now, one of the things I get asked a lot is, how do I get more people to interact with my page? How do I attract more of my ideal customers? How do I get more leads? Which all means, how do I get more sales and team? And the answer is, it's not as complicated as you might think. I'm actually going to give you two post types today. I'm going to walk you through them that are going to help you get all of this and much, much more. But there are some very important keys you must remember when using these types of posts. All right, you ready? Let's dive on in. So I mentioned that this is all about generating leads and generating engagement. And in actual fact, we've got two types of posts I want to walk you through today. The very first of those, we're going to do them a little bit out of order because the very first of those is one I've spoken to you guys on this podcast about before, and that is how to create an engagement post. An engagement post is essentially a post where you ask for and get interaction from your ideal customer. Now, this is where you might ask a question. It could be a would you rather, I want your opinion. If you could do this or this, what would you do? There are loads of different ways you can create a clever engagement post. But the point of an engagement post is that it is about generating interaction from people already following your page. Now, if you get your engagement post right, if you ask the right question, there is a high likelihood that you might start attracting people that are new to your page for sure, no questions. But the purpose of this post is not necessarily to attract your ideal customer. Now, this became quite apparent to us when we ran a little bit of a challenge within our Accelerator membership group a few weeks ago. And we asked everybody as part of that challenge to create an engagement post. They had to ask a question on their page and encourage interaction on their page. The trouble was that a lot of people were asking questions that had nothing obvious to do with their business. Now, whilst that's okay, because sometimes the purpose of an engagement post is to learn about your customer, so it may not have an obvious connection to what you do, it's therefore not likely to attract people to the page. So the question then is, how do we get more people that we want, more of our ideal customers, to come to the page? And an engagement post is not designed for that purpose. Greg sat me down and he went, look, we've asked people to create engagement posts, but I can tell that this is not attracting leads. And I said, no, that's exactly right. Because the purpose of an engagement post is to get interaction from the people you've already attracted. The type of post we put up to get leads is a lead generating post. Title goes without saying. A lead generating post is slightly different, and I want to walk you through what that looks like. A lead generating post is where we essentially dangle a little carrot, something of value or of interest to our ideal customer in exchange for something. We might exchange them with an interaction. We might exchange them for a comment. We might exchange them for a private conversation, a message in Messenger. We might exchange them for their contact information. There are loads of different things or different ways we can attract a lead. A lead might be somebody who's been drawn into your page, who's just started interacting with you, or the ideal type of a lead is someone who gives you their contact information and says, hey, I'm here, I want you to contact me. That's what we all think of when we think of a lead. But I don't want you to dismiss the little leads, because sometimes those little leads are little, crumbs. They're when a customer who's just starting to warm up, just starting to get interested is saying, I'm just going to reach out a little finger or dip a toe and just sort of see what my experience is like with you when I do that. And if I like that, I might sort of walk in a little bit deeper. Sometimes people aren't willing to give you all of their information on the outset because they just need to get to know you a little bit better first. So a lead generating post could be as simple as asking for someone to interact with your post so that you've then opened the door to maybe a gentle further conversation where you can start warming them up. Now, there's a couple of things to be aware of when you create a lead generating post, and I want to just make these really, really clear. When you create a lead generating post, you need to have what we call a lead magnet, which is something of value that you dangle. We like to call it the carrot. You're dangling the carrot. Your lead magnet is the item or the thing or the piece of information that you are dangling that is going to be of value to your customer. Now, this is different to an engagement post because an engagement post is where you simply ask a question and you ask for interaction. A lead generating post is where you say, I have something you want, and here's what you have to do to get it. So what that might look like is here's a picture of the recipe I just created. Here's a picture of the dish I just created. If you want the recipe, you have to comment below and I'll send it to you in Messenger. It might be, I've got a cheat sheet for you. If you want this cheat sheet, comment below and I'll send it to you in Messenger. When we do our free webinars, that's a lead magnet. We're dangling the carrot of a free training in exchange for your email contact. And then we use that to, of course, then warm you up by sending you other valuable things that we know will help you in your business. And slowly over time, we will warm you up, we'll develop a relationship with you, and maybe when you're ready, you might choose to do something further with us. But it's the same thing in your business. When you provide something of value, you don't expect someone to buy immediately. If you do, you're going to be sorely disappointed. You need to warm them up. Use it as an opportunity to take them on a little journey with you. Some people will buy from you immediately, no questions asked. But if we're focused on that, then we're looking for the wrong thing. So let's have a little bit of a look at 6 things we need to keep in mind when we're doing lead generating posts in order to get them to work well. The first is that we need to be providing either a solution to a problem or we need to be providing value. So this comes back to knowing what matters. So when I dangle a carrot that is a recipe, I'm got to be providing a recipe that my ideal customer or my tribe is going to want. So for example, I might know that my ideal customer is right into gluten-free recipes, gluten-free cooking and eating. So therefore, I might provide them with a gluten-free cake recipe because I know it's going to be attractive to them. That would be both providing for a value and solving a problem. It might be easy lunchbox ideas. So that would be solving a problem for busy mums if that happened to be one of my ideal customers. Now, no matter what industry you're in, whether you're in clothing, whether you're in makeup, whether you are in cooking like Thermomix, etc., whether you do essential oils, whether you're in something completely different, guys, there is a lead magnet ready and waiting in your business that you could be dangling right now. It could be a free sample. It could be a one-on-one. It could be a how-to. There are so many different ways you can do this. You could do it by providing a document. You could do it by providing an event, a webinar, a training. You could have a pre-recorded video of you demonstrating something. And again, free samples, competitions, all great ways to dangle that carrot. Just remember that you are either providing for a value or solving a problem, and that you are asking for something in return. Now, the second thing that you need to keep in mind here is that you've got to remember where your customer is at. A lot of us make the mistake when we provide a lead magnet or we ask for people to provide their information or we dangle a carrot, we think about what we care about now, where we're at now. Remember that most of your customers are going to be in a position that you once upon a time were in, not in now. So it's usually going to be the version of you that you were before you discovered your amazing product or your business. So instead of assuming they know everything you know now, take a few steps back and remember where you were at before you discovered the business that you're in. What problems were you wanting to solve then? What did you know? What information did you have? What information would you have loved to have had that you can now give your customer and take them on a similar journey that you went on? I know I get a lot of people say to me, oh, let's tell them about, and then they vomit out all of these technical words about the business and what you do now. But the thing is, your customers don't understand what that is yet. They, of course, can get value from it. But in order to provide a lead magnet that people care about, we need to talk about what matters to them. So where is your customer at now? What matters to them now? And keep it simple. Provide value. Okay, so let's have a look at number 3, and that is read your post before you hit post. Read your post as if you were your customer. So if you're going to provide either an engagement post or a lead magnet post, and you've written out what you're going to write, take yourself out of your shoes, put yourself in the shoes of your customers. You could just imagine one of your customers if you want, or if you've done the exercise that I highly recommend you do to identify your ideal customers, think about where are they at, put yourself in their shoes and read what you've written from their eyes. Now, sometimes when we do this exercise, we realize that maybe we've used jargon, so words that they're not going to understand. Maybe we've not considered where they're at right now, or maybe we're not providing value for them. We're thinking about us. So just read it the way that they are going to read it. And here's number 4, which comes right off the back of that, and that is, are you selling? If you are selling in any way, shape, or form in your post, can it? That's not what this is about. You really have to focus. In order to get a lead generating post or an engagement post to work effectively, it needs to not smell of a sell. Because if your customer smells the sell, then they're going to retreat really quickly. They're not likely to just dip that toe or jump in and have a go or get involved, because they know that you're going to go in for the kill as soon as they do. So if you ask a question that says something like, which of my products do you like best? Which of these scents would you like better? They know full well that you're going to come on in and sell something at the end of that. So instead of doing that, provide them some value that has nothing to do with selling a product. So it, again, could be providing a recipe. It could be, I've got 5 free samples left, and put your hand up if you'd like one of them. But remember to make it feel like it's easy, make it feel like it's all about them, and don't give them an ultimatum. So, for example, I've seen a few people out there providing samples that say, in order to get the sample, you have to do this, which is, you've got to share tag a friend, or you've got to share your what you think of it on Facebook. People don't stretch what you need out to make it more complicated. Less is more. And the simpler it is, the easier it is. Remember as well, little cheat here, if you can create some demand, you are so much more likely to get interaction as well. So if you limit, or if you create a bit of a fear of missing out, a bit of FOMO in there, that's going to help you. And remember as well that people want to do what people are doing. They want to follow the crowd. So if you make it sound like there are so many other people doing it, or, you legitimately, hopefully that's the case anyway, but don't make people feel like they're on their own with whatever they're going to step out and do. So make it, create a bit of FOMO, create a little bit of demand, make it sound exciting. Okay, so number 5 is less is more when we come to the caption. I can't tell you how many times I see people doing engagement posts or lead generation posts that are fantastic, but the trouble is that they've written so much stuff before they've popped the guts in that people never see it. So remember that people, without clicking on your post, will only ever see the first 2 lines on Facebook. So this means that those first 2 lines have to grab their attention fast. So knowing what they value and knowing what problems they want to solve is really going to help you with that. And you can use what we call some buzzwords, words that evoke emotion or tap into the things they care about. So going back to the example I used before, gluten-free, additive-free, dairy-free, delicious, nutritious, nutritious, exciting. If you're with doing essential oils, you could use some really emotive words that relate to your oils. Again, if you know that someone is suffering from certain problems or challenges, you could use those words that are likely to grab their attention. Are you suffering from? And then use some words. But remember, be compliant. No matter what, always be compliant. If you're unsure about what you can and can't say, your companies are awesome at giving you this information. I can guarantee you that all of your companies would have a compliance document somewhere that shows you exactly what you can and can't say on social media. So before you jump on in and make any claims or anything like that, be super, super careful. So here's the trick. When it comes to the whole less is more concept, when you write your caption, my tip here is to always halve it. So challenge yourself to halve what you've written. If you've written something out and you think, hey, this is really great, I've got a caption here ready to go, challenge yourself to halve what you wrote. And the reason I say that is because when you have to halve it, you usually cut all the fluff out. You keep the gutsy stuff. You'll keep the buzzwords in there, the ones that get the point across, evoke the emotion, and you'll take the fluffy bits out that don't really matter. If you're a bit like me and you love lots of words in your captions, I have to do this constantly, and that is halve what I've written, cut it right back so that I'm getting my point across really quickly. Okay, so that's number 5. Last one is number 6. And guys, I'm going to be like a broken record right now, but the tip to doing an ultimate lead generating post or engagement post is this. Who are you talking to? Who's your ideal customer? It's very hard for you to create a lead generating post that is going to work if you don't know what they care about. So getting to know your ideal customer really, really does matter. Can't stress that enough. If you haven't done that exercise before, listen to the podcast episode where we went over that. If you are in any of our courses in our Accelerator membership, we've done huge deep dives into this space, and we are going to continue doing that because this is one of the most powerful things you can ever do in your business, I promise you. So just a little reminder, get to know who your ideal customer is, what matters to them, what do they value, and what problems do they want to solve. And that is going to make it so much easier for you to create lead generating posts or lead magnets or carrots to dangle, whatever you want to call it, because you're going to know they care about this stuff. Now, the last little tip I have for you is don't expect this to work straight away. For some of you, it absolutely will. You'll create a lead generating post, you'll dangle a carrot, you'll create a lead magnet, and you are going to get leads coming out of your ears, and you're going to go, this is the best thing I've ever done. But if it doesn't work, don't be discouraged. The greatest thing you can ever do is test and trial. Get in there and have a play, because you're going to learn through experience. The most successful people out there on social media are people that trial, test, play, and evolve. You are going to learn so much more by getting out there and testing. So have a go, have a crack. You are going to see so much amazing stuff happen as you get in and trial. And if it doesn't work the first time, learn. Have a bit of a look. Did I word it right? Did I use the right image? Was the lead magnet really of any value? Do people care about it? And even ask some friends or some colleagues or team members, what do you think? Why do you think that people didn't interact with this? Is it because you weren't targeting your ideal customer? Is it because the lead magnet wasn't of any interest? Or did you simply just not word it quite right? So have a little bit of a look at all of that. And just remember, trialing and testing is your friend. You are going to learn so much by doing that. But lead generating posts and engagement posts, the two most powerful types of posts that you can be producing right now on social media to get leads, to get engagement, to interact and build relationships, and ultimately to get sales for your business. So get out there and give it a go. If you're not doing these two types of posts yet, I highly recommend that you give them a try. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this session and you found this a little bit valuable. Maybe you've taken some great little notes, and I'd love to hear from you and hear what's working, what's not working, what your challenges are. And most importantly, I'd love to hear what you'd love to learn more about on this podcast. We're here to serve. We're here to help you guys learn. And most importantly, we're here to help you grow. So have an amazing week. Take care of yourselves. God bless. And we'll see you on again next week. Bye for now.